What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Balanced Perception YouTube channel. And today we are back with another build, of course. We're going to be building this awesome barrel. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but by the end of the episode, I guarantee you it's going to look phenomenal. So let's take a look. So as I said, today we're going to be building this barrel. This is none other than DK, Donkey Kong's barrel from Donkey Kong. I played this game a lot as a kid, so it was about time that I busted out a little nostalgia on this channel. This barrel is absolutely massive. It was printed on basically the maximum bed size, the 500 by 500 by 500 on my CR10 S5 and my new Solvol SV08 Max, which I just did an episode on last week. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. So far, it's been a phenomenal printer. We printed maybe about 3 of the, I think, 6 pieces for this barrel on that printer. These were printed on one of the kitties that I have. So yeah, I really like printing big things, as you can see. But today's attack plan is going to be to go ahead, sand these down. Honestly, the pieces that were printed on the SV08 Max do not need to be sanded. This was one of the pieces. I really think that I could just go ahead and spray paint this, but since I'm sanding everything else, I might as well just go ahead and add this one onto the list. I will admit the pieces made on the CR10 S5 do need to be sanded. Then again, that printer is much older than the SV08 Max. The technology is much older. So, you know, makes sense that that one require a little bit more work, as it was made, again, a very long time ago. So let's just go ahead and hop to it. We're gonna switch over to the garage, get to sanding these real quick. Then we're gonna hit them with brown and black spray paint, spray painting the words in red and the outline, which is actually currently printing in yellow. Sounds like a lot of work, but honestly, we're probably only gonna be hitting these items with about 5 minutes of sandpaper and sanding each. I use an electric sander. Set 5 minutes on my cell phone, sand them. Usually that's about all I need. If I need any more, then I go with a bit more. But nonetheless, let's get to it. And this is what we have so far. We have sanded everything, painted everything with spray paint. All we have left to do is to mount our DK sign and the yellow one, which is still currently drying. This is dried to the touch. This is why I do like spray paint. After about an hour and a half or so, spray paint is completely dry to the touch, but it still takes about another, I don't know, say 10 hours or so to fully dry, but you can touch it with no problem whatsoever. Now we do actually have to glue together all of these layers because they look good together right now, but as you can see, they're not actually glued together because of, you know, I guess the uncuredness of the spray paint. They are sticking together right now, so like the whole thing is moving as one, but if I put too much pressure as I just did, it will fall apart. So we're going to go ahead and use actually E6000 glue. Well, actually it's I haven't been able to get E6000. There's a Gorilla Glue equivalent, which I have been using, so I will be using that. I'll show you guys that. We're gonna mount this. Hopefully the yellow DK logo will be finished by the time we're done mounting this, and then all that's left is to let it dry. But it has come out pretty well so far. I will say, when you are actually assembling this, if you do, you know, decide to purchase one from my store, make sure that you assemble the rings properly. On the inside of each ring, I wrote its position, like top, second from top, third from top, you know, so on and so forth. So that way I would know for sure exactly where everything went. Because yeah, if you glue the wrong piece in the wrong position, it's all gonna go to crap. Also, make sure that whenever you are just doing this project, if you're sanding and everything, you get all the little pieces of, you know, plastic that come off while you sand, just brush them all off. I got most of mine off. There was still a few areas that I could have gotten better, but I was trying to go for a one-day build, which I am, you know, going to finish, and had to cut a few corners. So make sure you do that. Anyway, so that's enough for the rambling. Let's go ahead and get to gluing. So it's been a very long journey, but I'm happy to say that we are coming to the end. I went ahead and just put the yellow outline on there, just got that glued down. Now we're just gonna go ahead, and as you can see the back here, just throw some glue on the inside there. Pretty healthy amount. Some in there, and some there. Put our cap back on. Oh wait, it's a little stuck on there. There we go. And we're gonna slide this into place like so. Come on. There we go. Well, may have to use some clamps to get this to stay down, but that's essentially how it's going to look. Gotta run and grab a clamp to get this to hold on. Or actually, we might flip the barrel. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna get this to stay on, and then once it's dry, we're gonna do a final discussion about it. And just like that, we have completed our massive Donkey Kong barrel. The entire circumference of this thing, of course measuring the actual DK sign on here, is about 58 inches around, and it's about 18 inches in height. So it's pretty large. I really like the way it came out. If I did redo it, I might sand it a little bit more. So, you know, if you guys were interested in this item, you could, you know, just sand it a little bit more. But the colors are phenomenal. The paint I chose was phenomenal. Everything looks really, really good. It's extremely sturdy. I mean, I can pick it up and show you guys, like, no problem. Just holding it here with one hand, as you guys can see, just by the top, and it is good to go. So yeah, I really like the way this came out. It's a lot of nostalgia for me, a lot of, yeah, like reminiscing, you know, it's just really cool. So I don't know what I'm gonna actually do with this. I have it here. I'm probably just gonna set it somewhere, maybe in the background like I did a lot of my props, and yeah, that's pretty much all that's gonna happen with this. So yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed making this. I plan to be making a lot more props in the future, trying to be a lot more consistent now, and yeah, bringing you guys a lot more content and a lot more items. We still have to finish our Lich King armor. I have that sitting over here. Hopefully I can get that done before the end of this year and start working on actually my Space Marine armor, because I've always wanted to do that. Anyways, though, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for coming along, checking out this video. And until next time, stay balanced.